Romans 10, 9 through 10, that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Good evening, guys. Tony here. It's Thursday, May the 27th. I just got a quick video here, and I just had an update on. I'd made a couple of different videos, but in one of the videos I mentioned that I heard on the 19th at 3:47 a.m. I heard these what seemed to be shofar blasts, but they were different than the ones that I heard last year, and they were just like really quick, but it certainly sounded like a shofar. But I counted altogether 10 blasts. And I had mentioned also in the video that 10 days from the 19th is the 29th. Well, I'd also mentioned that I'd heard a hooty owl on the 14th of May. And I don't remember now what time it was. I think it was around 2:30 a.m. I can't remember the time of that one now. But I heard the owl. And like I said in the other video, that I hear owls out here all the time. I'm out in the country, so I hear them. And but usually, I hear whoo, or I'll hear them do one hoot like whoo, and you hear them a couple times maybe, and that's it. But I thought it was interesting that it actually hooted 14 times, and then I didn't hear it anymore for like 5-10 minutes. It stopped completely, so I went back inside. And then you add 14 days to the 14th, and that's the 28th. The 28th and the 29th are okay. So Israel, it'll turn the 29th on the 28th here at midday. Sometime around midday, it'll be evening time there, 7 hours ahead of us here. Well, at least where I'm at in South Carolina. So the 28th and the 29th seem to be basically the third day after the second Passover. Is what I'm trying to get at, is that the second Passover was on the 26th, and the blood moon and all that. So you add 3 days to that, and you got the 29th and the 28th and 29th. So well, actually the 26th would have been like the 14th day of the second month, Jewish month. So 14th, that sundown would have been when Passover started. So Jesus would have died on the cross on the 14th, and then he would have raised after 3 days. So basically you got the 15th, the 16th, and I guess it would be the 17th. So we're looking at the 26th being the 14th, so the 27th being the 15th, the 28th being the 16th, and then the 17th being on Saturday. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting that people that are looking at the second Passover as being a possible rapture date, because it's the only feast day that doesn't seem to have a fulfillment with Christ, coming. Now, he hasn't fulfilled the last feast yet, the fall feast yet, but of the spring feast, he's fulfilled all the feasts in the spring, except for this one, which was obviously, this is not a normal situation. This second Passover was, for one thing, for people who have been defiled by dead bodies, and also people who were on a journey and could not get back into Jerusalem in time to keep the Passover. So it's interesting. It's an interesting twist to this whole the Passover thing, and this being this a lot of people looking at this month as the second Passover, and which is because of the alignment of the stars, and how Josephus kept the time back, what was, I think, 100 AD. It was like back during the time of the early church. And he had said the sun has to be in Aries, and for the first month to start, for Nisan to start. And so that puts you at that the sun was in Aries this month. So that's why a lot of people believe that. So that's interesting. And so I'm just thinking about the resurrection day. The resurrection day would be on Saturday. So anyways, it's just interesting. I know we're looking at a lot of dates in May, all the way up to the 31st. Then we've got this alien disclosure thing coming in June. And on the hinge of all that, you got Israel. They were going through all these bombings and everything with Hamas, and then they had declared this ceasefire, and then right here at the ceasefire, you hear this news about President of Turkey, Erdogan, meeting with Putin of Russia, the president of Russia, talking about an invasion and taking Jerusalem, coming together and taking Jerusalem, or some kind of a post. I think that I mentioned that. Well, I know I mentioned it. I think I put a link in one of the videos. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting that the Bible says when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction comes upon them. And now we're looking at a situation where now Israel's, they say 70% or 60 or 70% of their population is vaccinated. They won't let anybody in or out that hasn't been vaccinated. And they're basically gone back to normal. They've gone back to doing everything that they normally would do, or they're fixing to. If they haven't done it already, I think this week they're supposed to be going, or sometime really soon. They're supposed to be going. It might be in June, but I think they're supposed to be really soon. That they're supposed to be going completely back to normal again. And then you got a lot of things tying together here with the Kaduri and his prophecies, and with about the the government being formed, and they still haven't formed this government. And this is just interesting. So I think we're in an extremely high, maybe the highest watch ever right now, because of the certain kinds of things that are happening. The alien disclosure could, it just don't make no sense to me. I don't know about how you guys feel about this, but here we had COVID last year, and everybody's mind's on COVID-19, and everybody's worried about, getting this, worried about the restrictions and everything. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they pop up with a news article and, come on TV that the Pentagon has released files, UFO files from the Navy. And it seemed like nobody even paid much attention to it at all. It was like, normally that would have been like #1 top news. Say if it had happened in 2019, everybody would have been talking about it. But nobody seemed to even be talking about this alien disclosure. Even now with the government talking about releasing all their UFO files, it's not like the top news right now, because so many weird things are happening in the world. And I think we're in an extremely high watch. This alien disclosure could herald in this fake alien invasion that a lot of us believe is going to happen before the tribulation starts, or right when it starts. So I just want to bring that up, that the resurrection day, according to this second Passover theory, would be Friday or Saturday, tomorrow Saturday. So just be watching, guys. Just be looking, because there's some weird stuff happening in the skies right now. And that brings me to this part of the story. I had a viewer sent me a link to a video she made last night. I think it was around 10 o'clock. And her and her husband seen lights in the sky. And very interesting. Seems very genuine. And what's interesting about it is if the lights are like there's a long string of lights. Now I'm going to give you the link so you can go watch this video. You need to go watch it yourself. And she sent me a long email giving me some description. She's in suburban Utah, and there's mountains in the backdrop. So they see before they see these lights, they see these or they hear this comet like boom and a light flash off in the distance, and then they see the silhouette of another mountain that's not even usually there. I mean, it's like they like seeing what seemed like a silhouette of a mountain that's not there, and they see all these lights flashing like greens and blues and stuff, and they thought it was some kind of aurora borealis, because they've been talking about the CMEs may cause some of these auroras. So they didn't know what they were seeing, but they were seeing something. And then her husband says that she's got to come outside to see these lights, and it happens right in the same place that they saw this comet or meteor or whatever, and heard this boom, and saw these other lights. And it's a long string of lights. They're different sizes. It almost looks like if you had like portals on a spaceship and light shining out from the portals or the windows. That's what it kind of appears to. But I think it's very interesting. And guys, right here this week, and there's been a lot of reports all over the place of people seeing lights in the skies. And, lights could be anything, of course. But just, very anomalous, strange lights in the sky that could possibly be, unidentified flying objects. And it wouldn't surprise me that would happen right now, seeing as how, there's this disclosure coming. Because I think that if this disclosure is coming, then there's something looming just beneath the surface that they're not... Sorry, guys. There's something looming beneath the surface they're not telling us. I mean, why would they all of a sudden decide this year, or, like last year and this year, decide to do this? Right at the time that the President Trump decides to make this or create the Space Force. Then you had that guy from Israel. I know y'all remember this, that he was a 30-year veteran of the Israeli Space Force. Not Space Force, but Space Program, I'm sorry. Of the Israeli Space Program, saying that they had been in contact with another alien, or with an alien life form, or whatever, these alien beings, for years, and that Donald Trump knew about it and was going to expose them. But these aliens, which call themselves the Galactic Federation, and I always have to chuckle when I say it because it sounds so ridiculous, that this Galactic Federation is came to Trump and told him, don't tell the people about us yet. They're not ready. And then it's almost like they go on this mission to get us ready real quick so that they can be revealed. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting. It's almost like the government's trying to get us ready real quick so that they can bring these aliens in. And you know what that means? We know they're not aliens. We know they're demonic. And if these demonic beings are coming, that probably means the devil is right behind them. So if we may see some of these things, is what I'm saying. We may see this invasion ourselves before the devil comes. Now, here's what I'm thinking. If there's a war being fought in heaven and the war is about to end, well, it seemed like the lower ranking, soldiers, if you will, the fallen angels or whatever, will probably be the first to be, subdued and kicked out. The devil being the strongest, and probably some of his higher minions will be the last. So we may see some of these lower ranking, entities entering the atmosphere before the devil and his minions come, or his closest ones, or his highest ranking ones. Anyway, this is kind of crazy sounding, guys, but this is there's real stuff going on here. The Revelation 12 talks about this, that the dragon would be cast out of heaven. He would drag a third of the stars with him, and that sounds to me like an alien invasion. And they're going to come down here because they got nowhere else to go. They can't go back to heaven. The only place they got to go is here. And so if he's coming here, he's already got a plan. The devil's already got a plan, not only to cover up why he's here, but also to cover up why the rapture is going to happen, because we know the rapture is going to happen before he's revealed to the world. Now, is he going to be? It's not going to be the devil himself revealed to the world, I don't think. It's going to be his right arm man, the Antichrist, his incarnate or whatever. And of course, he's supposed to be, this incarnate is supposed to be indwelled by the devil like 3.5 years in. So, but he's still working for the devil the whole time. So see, there's a lot of twists and turns to this. So it just leads me to think about Thessalonians, and is that man of sin being revealed? Is it talking about the Antichrist declaring himself God, or is it talking about you know, him coming when he actually comes on the scene, because we know he's going to come on the scene peacefully, bringing peace and having all the answers to everything. You know, is that the revealing, or is the revealing when he declares himself God? That's something that I've been thinking about recently. But in my heart of hearts, I believe that his being revealed to the world, period, his coming on the scene, I believe, because he's coming on the scene with deception, which is literally what it says. It says that that man of sin be revealed, that son of perdition, who exalted himself above everything that is called God, who as God sitteth in the throne or the temple of God, declared himself to be God. It says he would come with all lies and deceivableness and, you know, signs and lying wonders or whatever. So that tells me that we're going to be out of here before he's even revealed to the world at all, till he comes on the scene. And it makes sense too that he would come on the scene at a time when he would have to explain away the rapture, so that would give him give him a lot of, what do you want to call it, credibility right off the bat. So anyways, guys, keep your heads up, keep watching. Jesus is about to come, guys. Check this video out, check this thing out. See, another thing I was thinking when I saw these lights too, I was thinking those lights looked like they went, like it was like a long string of lights, and it wasn't like planes in a row. When you see this, you can tell these things was one solid, or one, you know, this string of light was attached to something. And whatever that thing attached to must have been absolutely huge. So check it out. And guys, I'll see you. I may make a video tomorrow night. Probably will. But I'm definitely, before the weekend's over, I'm going to have made a couple of videos more. Because, you know, I'm going to be, you know, chronicling everything that happens, you know, from here on out. So I got a feeling it's going to be an interesting weekend. Whether the rapture happens or not, I think it's going to be an interesting weekend prophetically. So I'll see you on the next video, guys. I love y'all. Good night. Bye.